comeback wasn't a sedan or a minivan, but a full-size luxury SUV with enough future-ready technology to make today's premium flagships feel one generation old. This is the 2027 Chrysler Blackhawk X as imagined in this concept study. And the surprise is not simply its size or its screens. It is how completely it rethinks what a modern Chrysler could be. Stay with me, because the rear seat experience, intelligent systems, and possible powertrain direction may be the most important parts of this vehicle. Welcome to the Car Analyst, where we look beyond dramatic images and ask what design, engineering, and technology would mean in the real world. The Blackhawk X gives us plenty to examine, because this is not shaped like a cautious family crossover. It arrives with the authority of a true flagship. The stance tells the story immediately. The body is wide, upright, and planted, with a long hood, powerful shoulders, and a formal roofline that avoids looking bulky. Horizontal grille elements make the SUV appear broader. Chrysler lettering stretches across the upper section, and the winged badge connects the futuristic face to the brand's heritage. Slim multi-element headlamps create a precise technical expression, while vertical lower lamps anchor the corners and emphasize the wide track. Strong wheel arches, flush details, and a clean shoulder line create tension without visual clutter. Luxury is not always about adding more. Often, it is about knowing what to remove. The enormous multi-spoke wheels and road-focused stance reveal the Blackhawk X's real character. This is not pretending to be a rock-crawling truck. It is a high-speed, long-distance luxury SUV intended to feel planted, quiet, and composed. At the rear, a full-width light bar, broad shoulders, dark glass, and an integrated spoiler create a powerful digital signature. Aerodynamics would be critical for something this large. The smooth nose, controlled roofline, flush surfaces, and shaped lower body suggest an effort to reduce drag and wind noise. Active grille shutters, adaptive ride height, and underbody air management would make sense. At highway speed, the best luxury SUVs feel calm and almost detached from the air around them. Then the door opens, and the Blackhawk X becomes less like a traditional SUV and more like a private technology lounge. A panoramic display spans the dashboard, yet the layout remains low and horizontal, preserving visibility. The driver receives a focused instrument cluster. The center manages navigation, media, climate, and vehicle settings, and the passenger side becomes its own interactive zone. In a properly developed system, the passenger could plan a route, locate charging stops, manage entertainment, or send information to the driver without covering the main display. That is the difference between adding screens and creating a true digital ecosystem. The lower touchscreen expands the controls, but the rotary dial and physical shortcuts are just as important. A futuristic interior still has to work when the road is rough or the driver needs one function immediately. Artificial intelligence could recognize each occupant, load seat positions, temperature preferences, navigation habits, audio settings, and ambient lighting. Then prepare the cabin before departure or recommend a route based on weather and traffic. Over-the-air updates could improve the interface, efficiency, security, and driver assistance after purchase. The best assistant would not constantly speak. It would quietly remove friction. Phone as key access, cloud profiles, wireless smartphone integration, and high-output charging ports would be expected. But privacy controls would need to be equally clear. A premium digital vehicle should tell owners what data it uses and allow them to control it. The second row may be the most convincing luxury statement of all. Two captain's chairs feature deep cushioning, broad armrests, extended leg rests, and a central command console. Heating, ventilation, massage, and power recline would be natural expectations. Rear passengers could manage climate, lighting, media, privacy shades, and seat functions through the shared touchscreen. Add acoustic glass, active noise cancellation, a panoramic roof, and a serious audio system, and the rear cabin could feel genuinely restful over several hundred miles. Light quilted leather contrasts with gloss black surfaces and metallic trim, while fine stitching and patterned door panels keep the design formal without making it cold. True luxury lives in the feel of every switch and handle, not only in screen size. The Blackhawk X also appears large enough to offer real family usefulness. Its long wheelbase should translate into generous second-row space, a usable third row, and meaningful cargo room behind all seats. Sliding captain's chairs, a powered third row, hidden storage, and a hands-free liftgate would allow it to serve executives during the week and a family on vacation. Now we reach the question everyone will ask: what powers it? No production specifications exist for this concept visualization, but two directions make sense. One is a high-output plug-in hybrid, combining immediate electric response in town with quick refueling on long journeys. The other is a dual-motor or tri-motor battery electric platform with all-wheel drive, instant torque, and a large battery mounted low in the chassis. Yet acceleration would only be part of the story. The real challenge is making a heavy flagship feel effortless. Adaptive air suspension could lower the body at speed, raise it for poor roads, and adjust each corner for comfort. Rear-wheel steering could reduce the turning circle in town while improving stability at speed. Torque vectoring and active anti-roll control could keep the vehicle responsive without producing a harsh ride. A luxury SUV is not defined by how violently it accelerates. It is defined by how little effort it demands from the people inside. The Blackhawk X should move away from a stop with authority, merge without hesitation, remain quiet at highway speed, and absorb sharp impacts without allowing the body to float. Steering should feel accurate, and regenerative braking should still feel natural. Safety technology would work quietly in the background. Surround view cameras, blind spot intervention, lane centering, adaptive cruise control, automatic emergency braking, rear cross-traffic protection, and driver monitoring would form the foundation. Hands-free highway capability could be possible where regulations and mapping permit, but the system would need to communicate its limits clearly. The safest assistance is the system the driver understands and trusts. Interior sensors could detect occupants, warn if a child or pet is left behind, and tailor restraint systems to seating position. Night vision, augmented reality navigation, a digital rear-view mirror, and automated parking could further reduce stress. Technology earns its place when it makes an intimidating machine easier to use. Against established luxury SUVs, the Blackhawk X would not succeed by copying one familiar formula. European flagships emphasize restraint and tradition. Electric newcomers focus on software and acceleration. American full-size SUVs rely on scale and capability. This Chrysler vision attempts to combine all three: imposing proportions, lounge-like comfort, and a software-defined experience wrapped in a distinctly American shape. That tells us who it is for. It is aimed at buyers who want presence without the aggression of an off-road machine, technology without a sterile cabin, and family practicality without sacrificing exclusivity. It could appeal to someone leaving a luxury sedan, an electric vehicle owner who needs more space, or a family that wants its daily SUV to feel genuinely special. Important questions remain. How efficiently could it travel? Would the third row remain useful with a large battery below the floor? Could the software and materials meet flagship expectations? Those details separate an exciting design study from a truly great production vehicle. But as a vision, the 2027 Chrysler Blackhawk X makes a powerful argument. It does not look like an old SUV decorated with new screens. It feels like a complete reset, an aerodynamic flagship outside, a connected private lounge inside, and an electrified platform designed around comfort, performance, and everyday usefulness. Perhaps that is why it feels so compelling. The Blackhawk X shows what Chrysler could become by combining bold American design with the intelligence and refinement expected from the next generation of luxury mobility. This is more than another large SUV shape. It is a glimpse of how the segment could evolve. Would you choose a Chrysler flagship like this over the familiar luxury names? And should it arrive as a plug-in hybrid or a fully electric performance SUV? Share your take below. And if this kind of detailed automotive analysis helps you see beyond the surface, leave a like, subscribe to the Car Analyst, and join us for the next vehicle that could reshape the road ahead.